In the previous class, we talked about frequency testing techniques. One is with respect to KS test and another one is with respect to chi-square test. So both testing techniques are for checking the uniformity between 0 to 1. Now today we are going to talk about how to test or how to apply the different random number testing techniques to check whether the numbers are random numbers are depending on one another. So that is why this is called as random number testing techniques for independence. So now there are two different testing techniques. One is a runs test. In the runs test, there are two different parts. One is runs above and below, and another second one is runs up and down test. We will see one by one. Now, if you look at the runs test, is used to examine the arrangement of numbers in the sequence to test the hypothesis of independence. So previously what we have done is hypothesis for uniformity. Now before I define a run in a proper manner, I'll give one example so which will make you to understand the some of the different terminologies. So now consider a one particular coin is tossed 10 times. Okay. So now in that, if you look at the different possible results, head, tail, tail, head, head, tail, 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 head, tail. Now if you look at here H, after that there is another different result, either tail. Okay, so now if you look at this T and this T, it is again very next is a different H. Okay, now next H, H, these two are same, but again it is T is different from H. Now this T, 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 after three T's there is one H, then again it is a different one. Immediately after this one more T, which is again different. So now here, if you look at the definition, the run is defined as succession of similar events preceded and followed by different events. Okay, so now here is followed by different event. So now here it is followed by again after 2t there is one h different event. So now this one h is called as one run. Now these two put together, T and T, which are similar, same, put together, I will call this as run 2. Here, this H, they are same, then again it is different. Now again I will call it as run 3. Now here I will call this as run 4. Here it is run 5. Here it is run 6. Now, like this, you are going to find out different runs for given random numbers, given random set of numbers. I'll tell you for that how you are going to find out. Okay, now the length, there is one more important term, length of a particular run. So now run 1, how many number of h's are there? Only one h, so that is length of run 1 equal to 1. If you look at run 2, there are two different, that is 2 t's. So that is length of run 2 is 2. Now similarly, if you look at length of run 4, there are three t's in run 4. Okay, so that is why the length of run 4 equal to 3. Like this, for all the random numbers, you are going to find out different runs and the corresponding length of run. Now finding out this run using runs test, there are two different ways. One is runs up and down, another one is runs above and below the mean. So in both the techniques, the way you are going to find out the run is completely different. Now, if you look at the first testing technique, which is called as runs up and down test. So in this, runs, the run up run is the sequence of numbers, each of which is succeeded by the large number. So for example, there are two numbers. The first number is 0.23, next number is 0.37. That is very next number which is following the current number. should be always succeeded by large number. That's what here he is talking about. Then runs down is the sequence of each number which is succeeded by a smaller number. So rundown is like for a current number, very next number should be smaller than the current number. So this is what we will call it as run down. Now in the given problem, the numbers are given with plus or minus signs. That is, if the number is succeeded by a larger number, then we are going to replace it by plus sign, and if it is succeeded by a smaller number, then we are going to replace it by minus. So now depending on the values of plus and minus, we are going to depending on the larger number or a smaller number, we are going to represent with plus and minus. Okay, this is very very important. If you make any mistake here, it becomes very difficult for you to continue with the problem. Now consider a particular sequence of numbers where 0.87, 0.15, 0.23, 0.45, 0.69, like this. I have certain set of numbers. In this number, look at the first number 0.87, very next number. So this minus plus plus for my reference. Okay, 0.87 is followed by 0.15, which is smaller than 0.87. So I am making it by minus. Now 0.15 is followed by or is succeeded by 0.23, which is larger than 0.15. So I replace with plus. Similarly, 0.23, if you look at 0.45 is the following number, so I'll replace it plus. Now here also it is 0.69 is much larger than 0.45, again it is minus. Now next number 0.32 is smaller than 0.69, so I am replacing with minus. Okay, now 0.32 again is smaller than 0.30, then it is minus. 0.19, next number is 0.24, which is larger than plus 19. So like this you are going to represent with the plus and minus numbers. Make a note of it, last number will not be having any plus or minus symbols. Okay, now the same numbers I am going to represent in this sequence, plus and minus sequences. So minus plus plus plus. So here minus 3 plus. Then again I have 1 2 3, that is 3 minus. Then plus minus plus plus minus plus. Then again I have plus 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 3 plus minus plus minus plus. So this way here writing is only for your reference. If you don't want to write all this, that is fine, but directly you can write like this. Now if n is a number in the sequence, then the maximum number of runs is equal to n minus 1 and the minimum number of runs equal to 1. Can you tell me how? If all the numbers are same, all the numbers are same, so in that case what will happen? Only the first number, okay, will have only 1. Now maximum numbers of runs, how it is n minus 1? If you look at all these numbers are completely different. Okay, so like this here. So what is happening here? So totally the last number will not be having the number 1. Minimum number of runs is only 1. Okay. So now total number of runs with this is first run, this is second run, this is third run, this is fourth run, this is fifth run, this is sixth run, this is seventh run, this is eighth run. So the common tendency of the students is that sometimes they will mistake with the number of runs and the maximum number, that is length of runs. Okay, so this is represented by capital N. Now after calculating this, your job becomes very very easy, finding out N, then length of run. Okay, next slide we are going to see what are the different Now after you find out all plus and minus, so here you are going to represent plus, 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 minus, plus, plus. Okay, like this. Now you need to find out number of runs. So this 3 plus in a same sequence, that is run 1. So this is run 2, this is run 3, 4, 5, these 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, these two, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. So now the number of runs, that is small a equal to 26, and the total number of random numbers is already given as 40. Now after calculating or finding out the values of a, now you have to find out mu a. Mu a equal to what? 2n minus 1 divided by 3. So mu a equal to 2 into n value is 40, 2 into 40 minus 1 divided by 3, which gives 79 by 3, which is equal to 26.33. So which is your value. Now sigma a equal to 16n minus 29 by 90. So n is equal to 40. You substitute these values, you are going to get 6.79 naught, which is also called as the calculated value. So according to this method, now z naught equal to a minus in bracket 2n minus 1 divided by 3 whole divided by square root of 16n minus 29 divided by 90. Now substitute a equal to 23, which you have identified previously. Now minus this value already identified as 26.33. So divided by square root of, so now it is 6.79. So by substituting these values, you are going to get z naught as minus 0.13. Now the critical value, like what we have done in the previous two methods, from the table you have to find out. Now one thing you remember, alpha value will be given as 0.05, that is level of significance. Now that 0.05 divided by 2 is equal to 0.025. In the column 0.025, if you look at, you are going to get value as 1.96. So that condition is like z of alpha by 2 is greater than z naught, then the independence of numbers can be accepted. So this is how we are going to check the independence of the numbers may be accepted or may be rejected using this runs up and down test. Now what will happen for different set of numbers, if you get the same set of runs, the sequence of plus and minus signs. So that is where the sometimes the runs up and down test may not be acceptable. In such cases we are going to use runs test based on above and below the mean. Now this is what we have seen in the previous problem. These are all the set of numbers and you have identified plus and minus signs. Now to explain this, I have taken a different set of random numbers. Okay, these are all another set of numbers which are not same as the previous one. Okay, for this I have identified number of plus and minus signs using runs up and down test only. Using runs up and down test only, then you are going to get the same sequence which you got previously. Okay, now in this the numbers are different, the sequence are different, but still you are going to get number of runs as same. So that is where the sometimes the numbers would pass runs up and down test. In such cases, there is a problem. So that means we are going to adopt some other technique which is called as runs above and below the test. So here, what is mean value? Runs and above the mean value. So that is, you need to find out the mean value. So here if you look at in the number, it is between from 0 to 1. So minimum number should be 0.00 and last value should be 0.99. The random number should be less than 1. So that is why I have taken it as 0.99. So 0.00 plus 0.99 divided by 2 is equal to 0.495. Now if you look at this particular table, the first 20 numbers, the first two columns, the random numbers are greater than the mean value, that is 0.495, above the mean value. Now if you look at these last 20 numbers, even though these are all random, but still the numbers are less than 0.495. So usually such the situation is highly unlikely, but still we are going to use this particular method in such cases. Now if you look at the standard value 0.495, so here what is meant by, how you are going to find out, how you are going to represent this by runs above the mean and below the mean, and how you are going to represent with plus and minus. It is very simple. So any number which is greater than 0.495, you replace with plus. Any number which is less than 0.495, you replace with minus. So that is what for this particular example I have replaced with plus, that is minus, plus plus, minus minus, plus plus plus, minus plus. Now so this is run 1, this together run 2, this together run 3, this is run 4, run 5 and run 6. One thing you need to remember here, this capital B is total number of runs, like what we have done in the previous method. Now one more thing what you need to observe here is N1, so that is the number of plus signs in the given list. So these two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So that is n1 equal to 6. n2 equal to, so if you look at minus, 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 this is 4. So there are 4 minus signs. So with this, you need to find out n1, n2 and capital B. So this is how we will find out. Now there are few steps which we can use. The first step is always like finding out the hypothesis for testing independence. Okay, so Ri independently or Ri not independently. Now step 2 is write down the sequence of runs above or below the mean. Okay, how? If number is greater than 0.495, you replace with plus. The number which is less than 5, you 4.495, you replace with minus sign. So that is your step number 2. Now step number 3, you need to count the number of observations. So that is what number of plus signs and number of minus signs. So the number of observation the mean is plus, number of observation below the mean is minus. So that is n1 and n2. So the total number of runs, okay, will be B. Now, so now what you have identified in the step 3 is n1, next n2, then you have observed, you have identified the total number of runs, that is B. After calculating these three, we are going to apply certain formulas in next step. Now, in step number 4, find out the value of mu b and sigma square b, which is like this. Mu b equal to 2n1 n2 divided by n plus 1 by 2. Sigma square equal to sigma square b equal to 2n1 n2 into another bracket 2n1 n2 minus n divided by n square into n minus 1. Okay. After calculating these values, you find out the standard value, that is z naught, which is standard normal statistics. So equal to b minus mu b divided by sigma b. Now, in the last step, you find out the critical value alpha. Alpha value will be given, uh, which is a level of significance with z naught. And if it is greater, then say it is accepted, otherwise rejected. So now these are all the major 6 steps. Now we'll find out based on runs above and below the test for sequence of 40 numbers. You find out. Okay. Now these are the numbers. So 0.41, 0.48, and all these are the numbers. Now you find out the mean value. Mean value is how much? 0.495. You find out runs above the mean and below the mean by replacing minus and plus signs. So now 0.41 is less than 0.495, it is minus. 0.68 is greater than 0.495, so it is plus. Now I have replaced all these values by minus and plus, and I need to find out n1. N1 is what? Number of plus signs. You 3 plus 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and this 4, 18. N1 is equal to 18. And N2 equal to you calculate. So it will be like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, plus 4, 16, plus 2, 18, plus 2, 20, plus 22. So that is N2 equal to 22. Now you find out the number of runs. This is first run. So all put together is second run. So this is third run, fourth run, fifth run, sixth run, like this, seventh run, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and this to 16 and 17. So now that's what I have identified here. Step 1 is to define the hypothesis. Step 2 I have represented in the previous slide, that is you find out the number of, you represent all with plus and minus signs. And step 3 you calculate the value of n1, n2 and b. Now after that, step 4, you have to find out the value of mu b sigma square b. Mu b value equal to 2n1 n2 divided by n plus 1 by 2. So sigma square equal to this. This is the formula. Now mu b equal to 2 into n1 is 18, n2 is 22 by 40 plus 1 by 2 equal to this one. So if you make any mistake in identifying the value of n1 and n2, then your entire problem goes wrong. And another one is the value of capital small b, that is which is number of runs. Now sigma square you have calculated here, so that you are going to get it as like 9.54. After this, compute the value. So that's what, if you make any mistake there by finding out plus and minus, then definitely you will get a different value for b. So please be careful when you are identifying the values of plus, minus and small b. Now z naught equal to 17 minus 20.33 divided by 9.54. Please be careful here. Earlier you have identified the value of sigma square b. So now it is square root, because as I need to find out sigma b is equal to minus 1.07. Now after this step you need to find out the critical value. Critical value equal to z of 0.05 divided by 2, that is this value 1.96. You need not worry about this value, how you are going to get it. These are all the standard values which are there in the simulation table. They have done a lot of experiments and they have come up with this standard values. Now finally you are going to compare the critical value with z now. So now it is 1.96 z of alpha by 2. Mod of this is like 1.07, where z of alpha by 2 is greater than z naught. So that is 1.96 greater than 1.07. So hence finally we can conclude that the hypothesis of independence on the random numbers may be accepted.